What is good, everyone? And thank you so much for tuning in. So, as gamers in today's day and age, I'm pretty sure we can all agree with what I'm about to say. Too many games, too little time. And RPGs are one of the best genres to get immersed in and just sink a lot of hours into. But sometimes we just don't have all that time to sink countless hours into games. So today I want to highlight 7 of the best short RPGs for the Nintendo Switch. And the first one that I really want to talk about is Live Alive, because this game is a really unique, awesome, fantastic game. And honestly, there's really nothing else like it out there that I personally have ever played. And I believe that this is a must play for the Nintendo Switch if you're an RPG fan, and definitely a must play if you don't want to play a long RPG. This one will take you around 20 to 30 hours to beat, depending on how you play. If you're going to 100% pretty much complete or do everything you can do, you'll probably beat it around 30. If you want to kind of rush through it, you can probably beat it around 20. But this game is fantastic. I love the combat in this game. It's turn-based, but it's kind of a bit of strategy where you like move around in a little kind of grid-like area, and you have to position yourself right to avoid attacks and also do your attacks. Really great combat system. And one of my favorite things about this game is that it features actually 9 different chapters, but they're all unique, different stories. You have like a Wild West story, you have the near future, the distant future, the Middle Ages. So it starts you off with 7, and you can play in any order that you want. I mean, that's freaking awesome. And they all feel like their own individual game, and honestly, some of them are so good in my opinion that they feel like they could have been their own full fleshed out RPG. My favorite chapter in this one or story was the near future. That one was just really amazing. I also love the Wild West one. I love the prehistoric one. I pretty much like them all. My least favorite was the Shinobi one because you got to go around with the stealth, and I kind of got a little lost in that. But it starts you off with 7, then you unlock the 8th one, which is the Middle Ages, then you unlock the 9th one. And I don't really want to spoil too much about the story because this is an awesome game that you need to experience for yourself. Alright, now next on my list here, Super Mario RPG. In my opinion, this game is just like RPG comfort food. I've just never felt so comfortable playing an RPG and relaxed since being a kid and playing Pokemon Yellow and the other Gen 1 games on the Game Boy Color, and probably somewhat on my Game Boy Advance too back then. But this game, I love the combat. It has a really unique combat system where you do these timed attacks. If you get the timing right, you can do extra damage, even damage all the enemies at once in this remake. And then if you press your button at the right time when you're getting attacked, you can actually block attacks and avoid all damage completely. And this one you can probably beat around 12 to 15 hours, but it also does feature some awesome post-game content with secret bosses, super bosses and all that, boss battle rematches. And if you're looking to get all the gear and do everything you can spend a little more time in this. But this is just a great, and in my opinion, actually cozy RPG that still provides a decent challenge. I love this game, and this is a must play, and a must play if you're looking for a nice short RPG to play. Alright, now the next game that I have to talk about is Aether Origin. This game is a phenomenal action RPG with really smooth, fluid combat. You can beat this one probably around 12 hours, but if you're looking to spend more time with it, it does feature 3 different characters to play the story as, and you see the story from 3 different perspectives as well. You're still pretty much going to the same places and all that, but if you do want to replay this one, the boss battles in this one are epic. The combat is epic, and it kind of has like a top-down isometric style like the Legend of Zelda games, but this game is a must-play RPG one of my favorite games that I've ever played. So the next RPG on my list here is a turn-based RPG that probably has just as much action as any action RPG. And the reason for that is it's in the title, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, because you do these session attacks where you have all your characters kind of come in together and combine to like do this team attack. So it'll be like one party member, 2, 3, 4. Then you might have side support characters that can jump in and just do these huge combos in the middle of this turn-based combat. And let me tell you, it is freaking epic. If you're an anime fan or a fan of Japanese culture, I would say you really would want to check this one out. This has probably a lot of anime tropes, but the characters in this one are really endearing, really awesome. This game actually had me smiling and even kind of giggling quite a bit with the humor in it. One thing to note though is that it doesn't have an English dub, but I enjoyed it just fine reading the subtitles and enjoying the expressive voice acting of the Japanese voice actors. Now this one is probably actually the longest RPG on this list. You can beat it around 40 hours, but it can take you longer if you're looking to get further in it. But the reason I'm including it is because this features the press turn combat system that the Shin Megami Tensei games and the Persona games have, but those games take a really long time to beat. So if you're looking for that style of game but don't want to spend that much time in a game, this is a shorter option and a game that is honestly just as good, has a lot of great charm and personality to it, an awesome combat system, awesome characters, a pretty cool story, and I would say this is one of the best RPG Switch exclusives out there. Okay, so another awesome action RPG that I want to talk about, developed by Team Ninja of Koei Tecmo, is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. This is an awesome action RPG where you can pretty much play as all your favorite Marvel characters. They're all here. The combat in this one is great, and this doesn't really play like your typical RPG. It kind of plays more like a 3D beat 'em up brawler, but it does have the RPG elements of leveling up your characters, upgrading, unlocking new moves and everything. And this is just a really fun game that you can probably beat around 12 to 15 hours. And it also does feature co-op, which is another awesome thing about this game. In my opinion, this game is actually pretty underrated. And if you look at the prices for this game, it's pretty much always held its value. So I could see this being one of those kind of sleeper hidden gems that could possibly even go up in the future. But yeah, if you're looking for a great brawler kind of action RPG that you can play co-op with, this is one that you might want to check out. I highly recommend it. Another RPG from Koei Tecmo developed by Gust, Blue Reflection Second Light, is an awesome RPG with a really chill, cozy vibe. And if you're someone who's a big fan of anime and story-driven games, I would say this is one that you definitely would want to play. The music in this game is absolutely phenomenal, really chill. I just absolutely love the vibe of this game. The story is great, and I also love the mechanics as far as the turn-based combat that kind of has a bit of a real-time element to it. Kind of hard to explain, you'd have to play it for yourself, but I really enjoy that part of it. And I also do enjoy the collecting items and the crafting mechanics. I've heard that it's not as deep as the Atelier games with the crafting. I haven't played one of those, but I have played this one and can highly recommend it. This is one of the longer RPGs on this list, however, but you can beat it around 40 hours, I would say. If you're looking for a great story-driven anime-style RPG, this is one that you do not want to miss and is a big underrated hidden gem. Last but not least on this list of the best short Nintendo Switch RPGs is Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And these games can be beat in around 20 to 25 hours if you're just looking to get through the main story. But if you're looking to do some of the additional content, you can spend more than 50 hours on these games. But these games look great and run great on the Nintendo Switch, and in my opinion have some of the best graphics and animations of Pokemon games, if not the best that we got on the Nintendo Switch. and it runs smooth. I know a lot of people were kind of put off by the glitchy stuff in the newer Pokemon games and all that, but Gen 1 is just a classic, and I also believe that this is just a great way to re-experience the classic game that is Gen 1, or even to experience Gen 1 for the first time. This one, you don't have the random encounters. You can see Pokemon out in the wild, and instead of having to battle every wild Pokemon, you can just throw a Pokeball at them like the Pokemon Go mechanic and just quickly catch them that way. Doesn't take as much time. It feels like kind of a different, whole fresh way to experience this game. But the battles are still there. They're still great. The animations, graphics are great in this game. And also, it does feature the Pokemon following you. You can ride on different Pokemon on this game, like Ghastly, Snorlax. You can fly on Charizard. You can have your Pikachu, your Squirtle, whatever Pokemon you want follow you around. Even a huge Onix, and it just looks freaking awesome. So that's it for this video of the best short Nintendo Switch RPGs. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And until the next video, peace.